before the Clean Air Act was in place, we literally had cities that you could be in and you could look up and not see the sun.
You saw the cars smelling terrible, and so the pollution was a visceral experience.
We know that long-term, low-level exposure to polluted air is unhealthy.
1969 was the year of the landing on the moon. You had sort of a collective attitude.
Surely we can move confidently now to achieve a better, more peaceful life for our fellow humans.
Action to clean things up may have begun in Washington on this Earth Day.
There are few pieces of legislation that affect everything you do all day, like breathe.
It's a human right to breathe clean air, and that right is being violated right now.
We have implored DuPont to at least reach what EPA says is a safe level. They have refused to do it.
There's a problem in Clairton, but there's a problem all around this area because this pollution travels.
It takes government at the federal and the state level. It takes business and industry throughout the country, and it takes citizens pushing in the right direction.
I think I always make films about the things that are the scariest for me to deal with. If I go like this, I don't see my fingers until there, and then there, and then there. I went to this ophthalmologist, and they basically were like, you have this very rare eye condition. You gradually get more and more blind. I feel like I'm just looking for guidance in how to be a blind artist.
I remember waking up one morning, getting around the city. I really couldn't read subway stops. Obviously, I was really terrified.
Imagine a world of beauty. There's no litter. People don't look tired. Everybody looks the same as they always looked.
How can I use my art form as a way of sharing what it is that I'm experiencing?
Sometimes it's about the idea and about the imagination and how those things get put together to form vision.
The Border Patrol has become an agency out of control.
There was people yelling with guns, and there was nothing really I could do.
The whole reason why we've had so many people die in southern Arizona is in response to enforcement patterns over time.
I would say definitely the border is in a situation of a public health crisis.
The entire United States border strategy is based on deterrence. People who are migrating to reunite with family or to support themselves or their families are not deterred. Human beings don't operate that way.
The Border Patrol strategy that pushes people into the remote regions of the desert pushed them into a migration corridor that spills out into the town of Arivaca. And so residents have sort of been the first humanitarians to respond to that.
ABP, listen up! Arivaca's had enough! ABP, listen up! We want
¿Cómo está? What's up?
I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA is being rescinded.
As most of you know, I'm undocumented. DACA gives me a work permit to be able to be in school and be your teacher. When that goes away, I technically can't be in front of you.
Identical twins John and James want nothing more but to serve in the military.
I solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution. This is a way for us to give back. I'm here willing to lay down my life for the people of the United States.
The majority of the American people all support the passage of a Clean Dream Act.
What is the American dream? That's a question that I've asked myself so many times. I'm just gonna give it my all and make sure that I leave my mark.
Você veio pedir asilo porque você está fugindo de uma coisa muito perigosa na sua terra. Quando você chega onde tem socorro, e essas pessoas também que têm que te ajudar naquela hora, te faz como se fosse um criminoso e te leva dentro da prisão. Eu estou permitindo a equipe de filmagem para filmar porque o mundo precisa ouvir algumas coisas que estão escondidas.
When we enter the tiny meeting room, 3 feet by 5 feet at most, I feel trapped even though I've never been claustrophobic before. You do too because, as I find out later, you were tortured in a room very much like this one. It was called the killing room because it was always covered in blood.
There's no future in Afghanistan as an interpreter. But that's our life. I have no choice.
Don't you understand? These people's lives are in danger as we speak. They've been marked for death. They're gonna die. They're gonna be killed.
I was trying to help them to help us.
They need to get somewhere safe.
Mi hija, Laura Estela Carlotto, fue secuestrada el 26 de noviembre de 1977 en la capital federal. Tenía 21 años y estaba embarazada de 2 meses y medio.
Prestará juramento como presidente de la nación argentina ante los integrantes de la Junta Militar.
Cuando la dictadura cívico-militar se irrumpe en el poder ilícitamente el 24 de marzo del 76, los que teníamos hijos o hijas, estudiantes en la universidad o en la secundaria y partícipes de una actividad estudiantil de protesta, tuvimos mucho temor porque vimos que en las calles de noche o de día se secuestraban estos jóvenes.
They had a case that they could get blood samples for, and within, I think, at least 6 months, they were able to actually identify the grandparents and the child who had been illegally adopted. And this was an amazing breakthrough because the minute this happened, there was hope among the grandmothers that this could be done.
Tabaqueros. 1, 2, 300 sentados en vapores. Dedos hábiles torcían hojas húmedas de tabaco. Un toque de la chaveta, un poco de pega, otro puro colocado con orgullo en la rueda de tabacos. El lector. Uno solo sentado ahí arriba en la tribuna. Un libro, quizás un periódico en las manos. Ya en muchos lugares no se oye la voz del lector. ¿Acaso prohibida, olvidada o reemplazada por la radio? El caso es que en la Cuba de hoy, la lectura de tabaquería es una tradición que se defiende con amor.
Dicen que tenía un buen repertorio. Canciones de celos. Celos. Malditos celos. Un bolero puede ser.
Nos gusta mucho la novela de García Márquez, a los trabajadores les gusta mucho la novela de García Márquez. Hemos leído casi todos los libros de Hemingway.
Cuando está buena la lectura se le da chaveteo y ya saben que es un signo de aprobación.
There's nothing that would suggest that the federal government has ever really had much of an interest in protecting ordinary members of unions and their interests.
While we can't tolerate organized crime controlling the Teamsters, neither can we tolerate the government controlling our union.
Giuliani wanted to make a name for himself, and he started coming after the Teamsters Union.
We are not seeking overall control of the Teamsters Union.
The Justice Department would use the federal RICO statute to take control of the entire International Brotherhood of Teamsters.
The idea was to remove the mob from the union, have democratic elections, and nobody had a problem with that. They were going to be there for 3 years, clean it up, be gone. It's 25 years later, they're still there, and as far as I'm concerned, they're just bilking the union.
What do we want? Freedom of speech! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom of speech! When do we want it? Now!
Bill Hogan was prohibited from speaking to anybody that is a Teamster for the rest of his life. The people that he had worked for the past approximately 40 years, he could not speak to anymore.
Not much justice to what they did, obviously. It's hard to believe that it could happen in America, what they did.
Got alarm clock ringing, no birds singing, just a bunch of new complaints from old man Jenkins. Now you waiting on the bus, lights bright as a flashlight, trying to complete homework you ain't finished from last night. Money tight, little sis gon' get the last bite. Breakfast, now we eat leftovers from
meet
last
people,
night.
they ask about your background. It's like, huh? We mean you grew up in the city, went to school in the suburbs. Oh, it was a program called METCO. You know, I explained it to them. You know, you get up early in the morning. You know, I always get up at 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, every day, 5 days a week. You know, gotta catch the bus by 6:25, 6:20, somewhere around that area. And they would look at me like I was crazy. They were like, why did you do that? I was like, because the education system in Boston was horrendous.
But I always felt like, okay, in Boston I have to be this way, and then in Weston I have to be this way because nobody wants to be isolated, nobody wants to be alienated, nobody wants to be bullied.
Some kids would kind of like put you down a little bit because you're not really as tough as us. Because you go out there with the white boys.
I remember the first day we showed up. It was probably some of their first time seeing black people.
Ever since that first bus ride in METCO, I started asking myself this question. It's like, why do I have to go so far away from my home in order to get a high quality education? Like, why? I don't understand. Someone explain it to me.
So they're kicking out our translators and they're proactively looking into other sites to try to kick out our translators. Mm-hmm. So we basically need people to stand outside from 100 feet and like start approaching people who are Arab, who might be walking in and saying, do you need a translator?
That's what we're going to do at 170.
Why did they do that? Why did they do that?
I think they have also a problem with hijabi women.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure. They just didn't let us go inside and help us, our people who can't speak Arabic, so to interpret for them. That's all. Like we just asked them to let us interpret for them because they said we don't have the right. Like the Arabic language is not in the booklet that we have the right to have people to interpret for that.
I'm going to try to help you guys. Look.
You have to get your elected official, right, to petition to get an Arabic language. I understand there's a lot of Arabic people.
So could I tell you why we're running an Arab guy? For that reason, because nobody in this district gives a shit about my people. Why is there no Arabic speaker in any polling site in this entire district?
This is here in the city of San Francisco. And I moved outside of my grandmother's house when I was 25 years old.
When I moved here in 1997, there were quite a number of trans women.
I'm in a substance abuse treatment program. SRO is an abbreviation for single room occupancy.
It's hard to find anything outside of an SRO in the Tenderloin.
Not something I want to get comfortable and say, girl, I've been here for 12 years.
It's time for us to really, really, really tap into our grassroots way of supporting transgender women, particularly around housing. It's brutal here in the city and county of San Francisco.
You guys all know life the way you know life. We know life the way we do.
The ones inside call me the face person. See him here?
This is the monster that keeps coming up over and over.
I treat people who are living with multiple personality disorders.
How old are you?
I'm 8. I'm 28. I'm 8.
I wasn't focused on being a mom. I wasn't a very good mom.
Happiness is just the color of the day.
I just couldn't fathom it.
We're not lonely. It's busy inside.
We know that no child should die in the dawn of life, right? And that's the most unfair death, right?
I mean, it's a moral imperative. We don't want to let children die from causes that we can cure. And we know that treatment is possible. It's a question of having a good diagnosis early on and access to treatment. So there's no reason not doing it.
Empezó en un partido que tenía de fútbol, me golpearon aquí y lo vimos como un simple morete, un golpe. Me empezaba a cansar bien rápido, le empezaba a hacer, no podía correr mucho.
Some of us even have dreams about them, so this is how much their burden is.
Las personas asocian el cáncer con la muerte. No es cierto, porque yo estoy aquí, presente ante ustedes.
Es por eso que abogo ante los líderes del mundo. No me queda más que decir, estamos en sus manos.
يعني فرق جامد، فرق من السما للأرض، فرق جامد على الآخر كتير.
¿Cuántos jardineros son? Son 23. ¿Y dónde están? Ellos están trabajando. ¿Tú los vas a representar a todos? Sí. Son mis compañeros, son trabajadores de allí mismo. Buenas tardes a todos. Yo tengo como 25 años trabajando allí.
Si tú quieres comer saludable, ahora, en esta época, es caro. Mira, chile chipotle en polvo, $9.25. Ahí te lo dan los jardineros así, los chiles.
The history of this barrio, this neighborhood, is really rich in culture. It's really rich in suffering. We suffer a lot. I suffer a lot. Just for you guys to look at me as a human being.